Hey friend, Alan Lee here with the Gun Owner Journey, and today I want to talk about the beginning courses of learning how to fire a handgun correctly. Now, I'm a very big advocate for finding out who has what you want and learning everything you can from them. So when I first got my handgun, I reached out to a few key people that I really knew their stuff about handguns. They have been some great mentors along the way. One guy, he actually lives in my hometown. I was able to go out with him the day I picked up my gun and actually do some shooting, and he kind of did the basics firearms training with me. And a few weeks after I got my gun, I reached out to a local gun shop and wanted to see if they had any training courses or anything like that. They recommended that I train with this NRA trainer, so they went ahead and gave me this paper, and this is exactly what we did for my first time training with them. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about that and how we went through that. So the first one here, and I'll put this up here as well. This one we basically did a slow fire. That was kind of just to kind of get a feel for how I shot just right out of the gate. Obviously, so this gun here is fully unloaded. So we just did a slow fire. That's I just did 10 shots right down the range into target number 3. And then the next one, which was a little interesting and a little bit hard for me, was trigger manipulation. And basically what they wanted me to do was to pull the trigger, slowly until I thought it wasn't going to go off, right? And basically try and get it, so I pull it a little bit and then let it back down. Pull it a little bit, let it back down, right almost to where it goes off. So you kind of pull it, so you kind of learn instinctively exactly where your gun is going to go off. This was really hard for me to figure out with this gun. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9mm, so it has a little bit of a stiff trigger on it, especially probably being new too. So that was the second thing that we did. Basically, reach out and pull it back and let go. And then if it goes off, it's all right. But it was basically the whole plan of the learning experience was to learn exactly when the trigger on this specific gun goes off. So we did 10 rounds of that into target number 1. And then we also, we did basically, 5 rounds without the trigger manipulation and 5 rounds with the trigger manipulation, so you could kind of see the difference in your groupings and exactly where it was when you were thinking about your trigger. And throughout all of this, right, we were also thinking about our grip, right? So wanting to get a good grip on the gun, get a firm hold with that left hand, and also making sure that you're holding predominantly with your pinky rather than these 2 fingers here. Because they told me, which I didn't know, these 2 fingers and your index finger, which is your trigger finger, are all hooked to the same tendon. This one is not, which I thought was pretty interesting. So if you get a good grip with this pinky and kind of have these not free flowing, but less connection, then you'll have more manipulation with your trigger. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing. So throughout all of this, we were focusing on that. So it's funny because you start focusing on your trigger manipulation, right? And you stop focusing on your fingers and your grip. So throughout the whole thing, she would be like, oh, don't forget your grip, don't forget your grip, or different things. So there are a lot of things to think about when you are going into shooting a firearm, but they're all very important. So that's why I think that you should definitely get an NRA trainer to coach you and train you throughout the way. The next one that we did, let's see, we did an exaggerated reset. So basically what a reset is, if you don't know, when you pull the trigger, obviously on this, it's unloaded. So when it goes a click, I don't know if you can hear that. That's the reset. So then it's ready to pull again. That's the reset right there. So basically, what she wanted me to do was to figure out where that reset was, and then on your next one, use your reset. So you shoot one, and then obviously it, obviously recocks, let it back, shoot again. So basically you shoot 10, 15 rounds without letting your hand off of the trigger. So this was a kind of cool experience on how to kind of do more of a rapid shoot and kind of focus more on that trigger manipulation as well while you're doing that as well, because that helps you understand exactly where that gun goes off. So that was pretty helpful as well. And then at the end of that, we do all of that together, right? So we do, we just do our regular shootings, but we do it with our trigger manipulation, with our grip. We do it with our trigger reset. And then we actually signed up for another course as well. So I went back with her about 2 weeks later after that, and we did another training, and with that we went through reloads, fast reloads, how to clear malfunctions, how to shoot from a holster, and then the next one that we're going to be doing is target transition. So pretty sweet stuff. I won't really get into that because that's not really beginners stuff that we're talking about here in this video. So when you are first starting out shooting a gun, I would highly recommend reaching out to someone that you might know that might know a little bit about guns or might know a whole lot about guns, and also reach out to your local gun range and see if you can get hooked up with a NRA instructor and really learn how to fire a gun correctly, because it's more than just picking up a gun and shooting it. I mean, at the end of the day, that is what makes it go boom, right? But there are a lot more things about how to be accurate, how to make sure that you're getting good groupings and things like that, and also staying calm under pressure. Another thing that I really liked that this gun range had, which was really fun for my personality, was it was an indoor gun range, so they had their targets that would go out, and you could set it where it flips this way for 2 seconds, and then it flips back for 2 seconds, and then it flips the other way for 2 seconds. So it was kind of cool because you would get ready, and then when it would flip towards you, you would fire 2 shots, and then it would flip back, and then it would come back and you do it. That was super fun, especially when drawing from a holster. So right when it would flip around to you, you draw from a holster, shoot 2 shots, and really try and get as accurate as you can, applying all of these principles that I just told you about. So super interesting. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave me a comment in the comment section below with where you are in guns. Are you kind of a newbie? Have you been doing it for a while? What are some things that you want to learn in regards to guns? I would absolutely love to learn it. This channel is all about learning and growing. So if you know it all, you might be in the wrong place. I'll just kind of warn you now. This video kind of just, this whole channel kind of just, takes my journey and shares it with y'all. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would absolutely love to connect with you. We also have a great Facebook group on Facebook. It's called The Gun Owner Journey, and I will link that in the description below. Check that out. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.